Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Rolling Around the Campfire. Today I'm doing a dessert, something I've sort of been thinking about trying to do for a while. I've done my apple crumbles, or apple and pineapple crumble before, but since I did that custard berry scroll sort of recipe, I've sort of had it in the back of my mind, maybe I could do a crumble custard, sort of a tart with the apple and pineapple. So I'll give it a go, see what it turns out like. This is the first attempt, so you will see the true findings if it's going to work, if it's not. But yeah, the plan is we're going to hang a couple of pineapples over the fire for a bit and cook them up. I'll probably give them a bit of time, and then planning on maybe coating them with a bit of coconut sugar or something like that, just to try and caramelise them a bit. So yeah, we'll hang them just there, let them do their thing. And yeah, I'm going to put the apples in the cage, the chook cage, and cook them over the fire with a bit of smoke. Get them sit in there nice. Might need to grab a bit of an extension for this, I think. I don't know, she might go. Give them a squish. We'll make it work. Waiting for the footy to come on the Savi, the Broncos and Penrith, for the grand final qualifier. So hopefully the Broncos can get up, and next weekend at our big fundraiser we're holding at Cape Palmerston, we'll be able to sit back and watch the Broncos in the GF. So yeah, we'll chuck them. Probably a bit too much heat there, so I might move them around to the side. That might be the go, just there. And yeah, we'll give them a bit of time there. I'll probably, I don't know, maybe hour and a half. See how we go. But yeah, I'll update you on the time as we go along. And I'll just keep turning them, rotating them, making sure we get a good even sort of coverage on them. Once they're cooked, I'll take them out and cut the apples up into chunks and do the same thing with the pineapple. But I'd normally probably core the apples, but we've lost the apple corer, so I'll just cook them whole like that, and then I'll cut it all up at the end. It might be a bit easier once it's all cooked up anyway, a bit softer. And then we'll go to the next step after that. So yeah, we'll be back with you very shortly. Rightio, we're probably 40 minutes in. I've spun the apples around a bit, dropped the pineapples down, get a bit closer to the action. And yeah, I can probably go another 40 minutes, and we should be good to get on to the next step. Rightio, so they've been on there, I'd say, hour and 40 minutes. So I'll just cut that apple away. That's sort of what you're looking at. Doesn't need to be super soft or cooked, to mush, but you just want it to be cooked up a bit. And yeah, I'm going to leave that skin on, and I'm just going to dice it into little bits like that. And it can all go in there, add to the flavour. I was going to add a bit of coconut sugar to the pineapple, but I forgot about it. We were just watching the women's footy, and Broncos got into the grand final in the women's side, so we're just about to, or not far off, watching the men's game as well. Hopefully the Broncos men can do the same thing. So I sort of got a bit sidetracked. But anyway, we'll try it like this first. So yeah, I'll just cut them off the core, cube them up into little bits, and then we'll chuck them in that pan over there with the pineapple. And the custard, I've already made up the custard in the saucepan. If you want the recipe for that, I'll put a link up for it in a previous video I did, how I make my custard. which is a pretty easy recipe and it comes up really good.
Rolling around the campfire glowing bright, cooking up a feast under the starry night. Coals are crackling, rolling, roasting slow. Out on the beach where the cool breezes blow. In the outback dust the embers dance. Marshmallows melting in a twilight trance. Rolly skillet sizzling, bacon crisp. Stories being
So I've just had a bit of a thought while I was cutting that up. I might chuck a lid on that and put it over some coals and just let it stew for a bit more, and hopefully it'll reduce down a little bit, and then we'll chuck the custard on, give it probably 20 minutes like that, I reckon. So I'll get that sorted and we'll be back with you. Rightio, so we just put that on for about 20 minutes, stewed it up a little bit, took a bit out because it was probably a bit too full, probably went a bit overboard with the apple and pineapple. Probably would have been better off maybe three whole apples and one pineapple, but like I said, this is the first time we're doing it, we're all learning together. So yeah, I just got the custard and I'm just going to tip it in. The pole in the way. And then I'll give it a bit of a mix around. And then I'll put the lid on with a few coals on top and hopefully she bakes up. And then I reckon maybe probably 10 minutes at the most. And then we'll chuck the crumble on the top of it. And we'll give that a bake for probably another 10 minutes, be my guess. So yeah, there we are. Probably not the best stirring apparatus, but anyway. So it's probably, I'm thinking, a reasonably good custard to fruit ratio, like that. So I'll put the lid on and chuck some coals on top. I'll probably take a bit of that heat away from it. It's probably a bit too much there now. I might even just, actually I'll probably just swing it to the side and put the heat on the top, I reckon. Will be a good plan. Chuck that up there. Swap over to the fire tongs. And now we'll just chuck a few of these coals up on the lid. And yeah, I'll just check it probably give it 5 minutes and I'll check it, give it another 5, check it again. I might need to put some gloves on because that's pretty hot, that fire. And yeah, we'll probably won't a lot of heat on the top either. Probably, so I chucked a bit of that lump charcoal in just so I could control that heat a little bit easier. Although this found a new wood supplier, and yeah, it's coaling up quite good. So makes my life a bit easier. Probably one more over here. I'll spread that around a bit, and I'll probably just leave it at that. That's probably good heat to start with, and yeah, I'll give it 5 minutes and we'll go from there. We'll show you as we check it. Rightio, so it's been probably 15 minutes, but the footy's not far off starting, so I want to get it moving along, so I'm going to jeopardise quality so I can watch the footy. Sorry folks, but that's what it looks like. It's coming up pretty good actually. I did lift the lid once. So yeah, we just got a bit of crumble. We use half and half butterscotch biscuits and peanut scotch finger and peanut. No, I'll put a picture up of what they are. The butterscotch biscuits they are, and we just crumble them up and mix them up. So I'm just going to put a layer of that over the top. Normally I'd either coat it with coconut. Well, that's a bit warm, that. I might just sit that down there. Coconut oil or butter just to make it stick. But I'm going to cheat. I'm pretending that we're camping and we don't have much with us. So I'm going to show you a little cheat trick that you can do. Bit of spray canola oil and just coat the top of that, and then I'll grab a spoon and just sort of pack it over the top just lightly. Doesn't need to be pushed right down because you are working with custard. This is just to add a bit of a crumbly aspect to the dish. So yeah, just give it a bit of a light coat with that oil, and then actually I might be able to use them tongs, and yeah, just settle it all down. And yeah, put the lid back on. Might grab them gloves because that was quite warm. And chuck that on. I reckon it's going to be another 15 minutes max, and we'll pull that off. And because like summertime, or not summertime, but it's quite warm, what I'm going to do with that is I actually have it as a cold dish with ice cream or custard. So once it's baked, we'll take it off the heat, let it sit, cool down, and we're going to chuck it in the fridge, and then we'll get it out later after we have our dinner, after we watch the Broncos win, hopefully. So we'll probably show you that after we've we'll show you once we pull it off the fire what it looks like, and then yeah, we'll show you when we serve up after dinner. So yeah, go Broncos. Rightio, so that was less than, what was that, 10 minutes, and I reckon we're done. Have a go at that. So now I'm just going to take that off away from the heat. We'll just let it sit and cool naturally, and then we'll probably put it in the fridge, or we might just sit it somewhere in a cool spot and then dish it up later for dinner. So yeah, like I said, footy's like literally 3 minutes off kickoff, so we'll come back to you once we're dishing this up for dinner, and we'll get a few punters in to sample it and see what they reckon, see how we went. But so far I'm pretty happy how it's all worked out. Probably we just mentioned a couple of little differences we'd probably do. Would maybe put it in an alfoil tray, so then we just can take that out and put it in the fridge or whatever. But yeah, other than that, it's going all right so far. So yeah, we'll be back with you after the footy. Rightio, so we've had dinner. Broncos in the GF, and I'm excited because next weekend we're having a cook-up, fundraiser, Black Dog, Cape Palmerston, and the Broncos are going to be playing the Storm on Sunday night, and I'm super excited. But anyway, we're going to try this dessert, and it's turned out pretty good, I think. So we'll do a bit of a hack in here. Get that out. A little bit more. There you go. Look at that.
That's me. Right.
That's yours. Get your spoon. We'll do a rotate. I was going to put some ice cream and stuff in there, but in the excitement of the Broncos game, because we're in the grand final. Did I mention that? We're in the grand final.
My heart still hasn't stopped. I'm just, well, it's good. I suppose my heart hasn't stopped. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But it hasn't stopped racing, I should say. Right. So I got a bit of apple, bit of pineapple, a bit of crumble.
Bit of custard.
Custard's in there. How good is that pineapple? Pineapple on the fire.
How it is, it turns up really good. So yeah, there it is. So yeah, there you go folks. Broncos in the GF next weekend. We're a winner, and try this out. It's a win for us. We didn't know how it was going to turn out. So yeah, give it a try. Let us know what you think. Go Broncos.